Diaries, yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to another match preview. Today, we are here with high stakes. Yeah, we got a big trip over at Anfield. And yes, you heard me right. We're calling it Anfield because we're leaving with something. We're going to leave with something and we're going to be leading on to something even bigger. But yeah, look, big up to everyone that's going to be coming over from Husam's channel. Big up to Husam for the raid. But we have got some special guests in the building. First time on Durag Diaries, but we've streamed together so many times. You guys would have seen us on the terrace and all over the place. Man like Tom Little, how you doing, my bro?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm not, I'm not backing the idea of Anfield. I certainly don't think you're leaving Anfield with Sutton tomorrow. Anfield. It's like Quanfield all over again. That's not happening again, though.
No, it's understandable. I mean, Husam didn't like the name either. He went mad. I see him turn his camera off. I know he was effing and blinding when I said that. He was like, oh, they've got to cheat. But no, I've got the confidence. As you can see, the red durag is on in preparation for leaving with blood, because we're going to leave with something. And I had to get another guy from over the white side of North London. And it was only right that I've got the star boy right now, the man of the moment coming up, Dane Scarlett setting super sub. And hey, he's been on the channel couple times. You guys will be familiar with the face, but make sure, look, what I will say, just to say right now, everyone's channels is in the name of the video, so you can't even miss it. But Hotspur Cave on the road to 500. My guy Jay, how you doing, my bro?
I'm good, man. Big up Tom, big up to Sam. It's good to finally meet both. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about Anfield, but you know what? Listen, I'll take what I can get, man. I'll take what I can get. I'm desperate. I feel like a homeless man right now, bro.
We definitely feel like a homeless man. It's been a while, but last but definitely not least, I mean, this is a superstar. I don't even have to say his name. You guys are coming over from there, but you most definitely are aware of this man. Shameless, to say the least. Often wrong, but we'll come out and say he's wrong only after he's been proven right. Yeah, and tomorrow, I should say, we're expecting that apology. But my guy, Husam, how you doing, my bro?
First of all, you were mad because I called you shameless at the start, and you did the same thing to me. I'm not a superstar, guys. I'm just Hussam from Jordan. You get me? I'm just a regular guy. You get me? Make sure guys are liking and subscribing to Durag Diaries. People don't know this. Me and Jords go way back, like from the clubhouse migration, like 3 years ago. Like it's been a long ass time since I've known Jords. You get me? He delivered the best cooking in Football Wars history when he cooked the shit out of Billy Balboa. Shout out Billy Balboa. Chelsea don't have real rivals. If you listen to that space, you listen to it. If you didn't, you missed half your life. That was an elite space right there. But yeah, we're here. Make sure guys are liking and subscribing, and this should be a fun preview to do, man. I love the fact that George actually has belief. So I'm not coming into a place where like, oh, we're gonna lose. Like he actually believes it. So yeah, he's that.
One thing you know about me, and one thing you've always known, is chest. I always speak with chest, and I'm never gonna be the Spurs fan to like lay down and be like, "Oh, my team's not good." All this, no. Trust me, I believe in getting something, and my manager told me he wins stuff in his second season. So I'm going off of the belief of what my manager told me, and I'm trying to instill that into Tottenham and into my thoughts into this game. But before we go into anything, let me just big up to the people in the chat, the people that come over from Husam's channel. Malak, Osvaldo, True Blue, Cray, big up to everyone. Husam Raid. Big up to my guy, Hyper Protagonist. Big up my brother, my broski. Big up to JJ Coolio. He's got nicknames for everyone. Big up to Tom Thumb and Big Smokey Robinson. Big up to Hyper. But yeah, look, let's not even hold back or anything. Tomorrow, Anfield settings. You tell me, look, we're going there with a 1-0 lead. So I'm going to go straight to the Liverpool fans. And I'll give it to Tom first, because he's going to give the not shameless stuff. He's probably going to give the more analytical point of view here. Tom, why are you beating us tomorrow? And why are you going into the Carabao Cup final?
Because it's Tottenham.
Wow.
We've been the best team on the planet for the first half of the season. We got our little wobble out the way. You know, one could argue don't even deserve to be going into the second leg leading. Bergvall shouldn't have been on the pitch when he scored, but that's by the by. We're not going to hear. We're not going to talk about referees like another certain North London fan base, Arsenal. So we're just going to focus about what's going to happen on the pitch. No Mickey van der Ven. No Christian Romero. I think Jed Spencer's injured as well, isn't he? Or he
No,
was.
Jed Spence will be there. He'll be there. Don't worry. Trust me. He's waiting for that battle of. Liverpool fans are already scared of that Salah Jed Spence battle. I hear it. I hear it.
Mo Salah ain't scared of anyone. I'll tell you that for free.
Mo
That's-
Salah scared as Jed Spence. Are you listening to what you're saying? Have some shame.
Jed
Have some
Spence.
shame and some decorum.
No, I just think in every area of the pitch we're better. And now that we know what we've got to go for, this will be the first big, not the first one because we had Real Madrid and Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League, something that Tottenham didn't have this year in Conference League. Big European nights. So I think that this will be the first big knockout game for Arnie Slaughter at Anfield. We got something to chase. We got a full strength team ready to go out there because we got Plymouth on the weekend. Who cares about Plymouth, man? We can play all the kids in that one and be fine. So you'll get a full strength Liverpool 11 for 90 minutes to go straight at Tottenham. I don't think he's going to handle it. I think you're going to be giving out debuts to Kevin Danso, who the only reason I know him is because he was Southampton's centre back when they lost 9-0 to Man United. So that's always a good sign, isn't it? We only need one.
I know Kevin Danzo because of football bingo.
Oh yeah, that's another reason. That's about all he's good for. I've been hearing about Matthias Tell. Ooh, not Matthias Tell. Not the guy who couldn't even start for Bayern. There's no fear in me about Tottenham. I'm not worried about Tottenham at Anfield. Like
Okay.
That's the analytical side you're gonna get from Tom, yeah?
No.
What analysis do you want? Like, oh, look, Tottenham have dropped the line back in recent games, so they're not as suicidal. But that's not going to affect our attack. We'll be fine either way. As long as Nunes doesn't start, it doesn't matter, and he's not going to start, so it doesn't matter.
But you have to acknowledge, like you said there. I think the biggest difference is the fact that Tottenham are going to approach the game differently because a lot of people keep referring to the 6-3 and so on, and the 6-3 is a very different game as to how Tottenham will set up in this one. It'll be more, I think this game will be a lot more cagey and a lot more similar to the 1-0. The one thing I will say in the 1-0, Liverpool were very, very reckless with the ball. Couldn't keep the ball. You guys seem to not be at the races. So I'll give you guys that. I'll give you guys that and say that you guys probably weren't at your best when we did beat you. But just to come
You're
back
not
to
going
the
to be going up
question.
against Endo at centre back.
We won. We did have Kanate. I think I'm pretty sure we scored the goal when Kanate got ragdolled.
No, it was
on the
Joe
pitch.
Gomez.
No. It was Kanate that was on the pitch when we scored.
Oh yeah,
an
injured Kanate who was wearing a knee brace and shouldn't have played the game. Well done. You've beat up an injured man. Well done. And you needed to do that with 10 men on the pitch because you fouled someone and got him off the pitch for 30 seconds and scored down his side. This is what we're on about. You're up against a full strength Liverpool now. And Liverpool is riding a wave of beating, the seemingly impossible Bournemouth on the weekend. The best team in the country who can just beat anyone at home. We dispatched them no problem. We're riding that wave. I'm just looking any matchup we win. Any individual matchup we win.
As well, I want to say, it's not even like a low block or a suicidal football thing. Liverpool play against low blocks every week. There's something that I told you 2 days ago, Jords, and even you agreed with it at the end. We're used to playing against low blocks. No team come to Anfield or even when we go away from home and plays open, expansive, they park the bus anyway. We're used to breaking down low blocks, breaking down mid blocks. There's something we're used to. And the fact that, we play Plymouth after in the FA Cup is the reason why I expect us to go 100% full strength today. I don't expect us to go weak. I don't expect us to rotate a single player. I'd go as far as to say, I think the team that will play today will probably be the same team that will play against Everton in the derby next week. I think he's going to go full strength because he has no reason not to. It's a Carabao Cup semi-final. You're 1-0 down. Obviously, you want to make up the deficit that we have. And I just don't think the lead is big enough. The lead that you have is not big enough. Had you beaten us maybe 2-0, even 2-1, something like that, I would have got it. Okay, not 2-1 because it's the same lead. Had you beaten us 2-0, 3-0, it would have been okay, I get it. Obviously, it's going to be a much more difficult job for Liverpool. But the fact it's just a 1-0 lead. I mean, you surely even both of you Spurs fans would say that you expect Liverpool to score a goal at Anfield. At least, worst case scenario, we're going to get a goal. And if we do get a goal, You know, people say stuff like, "Oh, what if Spurs score early?" No problem. But what if Liverpool score early? If Liverpool score early, you then shit the bed and it's game over for you, like by halftime. So, look, if you had a 1-0 lead, line, and we're going to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, I get it, but it's the fact that you have to come to Anfield with 1-0 lead. That's why I'm really not worried about this game at all, to be honest with you.
Whoa, what happened here? I don't know what just happened there.
You're the one that controls the layouts, mate, not us.
I'd be so, I don't even know what happened there. What's going on?
Click the second one.
The second, no. I've got so many layouts on here. Look, I'm gonna sort the layout out in the background. But Jay, you answer the question on your side, from a Tottenham fan point of view. What makes you think that Spurs can do something in this game? Because I'm sure, surely you're on the side that we can leave with something. Surely you're thinking that Spurs can.
Click the second one, Jords. Just click the second one. Second one. Click it. Open the layout. All the layouts are open, right? Click the second one.
Let me listen to Boss Man right here. There we go.
Second.
No. I'm gonna sort it out. Let's just leave. Trust me.
Biblical
Give me a
speaker
second.
and
I'm gonna sort it out. I had all the layout pattern. They just But Jay, back over to you.
Big up the chat as well, man. You know what? I said on my stream earlier that we have to score. Like, this isn't gonna be I know everyone says we can get a 0-0 and we can walk away with something. We have to score. They're not gonna just let us come to Anfield and stink out a 0-0 draw. They are probably gonna go full strength. But I think the way we get past them is just being resolute. They're gonna make chances. They're gonna be relentless. You know, it is gonna be non-stop. They're gonna be high pressure. I don't want to see any passing out from the back. I just send it forward. Just send it forward. I don't want to see Kinski doing any back heel flicks to Jed Spence at left back. Like, just keep it simple. And if we can go there with a simple game plan of we just make it difficult for them to beat us and take our chances when they come, I think we can walk away with something. But if Dr. Tottenham shows up and Andrew's got the two centre backs doing up centre mid, and you got Porro and Spence playing as strikers, and this whole all over the place, then Liverpool are going to have a field day with us, just like they did at the league when they came to our place. So yeah, man, we've just got to go there and just be annoying. Just slow the game down, make it one of them games, be stinky, you know, all the shithousery, all of that stuff. That's what I want to see. Put the ball out of play. So I want to see someone get booked for time wasting, all of that. That's what I want to see.
Is that going to work though?
Well,
we've been dealing with this all season. All you're doing there is inviting pressure and more pressure and more pressure and more pressure. And if there's one thing that Tottenham cannot do, it's handle pressure.
But I think
you can't do that at the best
pressure
times.
Anyways. I think there's too much. I think there's pressure anyways, bro. Whether we go out for the attack and try and score first and try and just kill the game off, or whether we sit in and try and make the game difficult for you guys, the pressure is there non-stop because where we are in the league isn't good enough. Let's just be honest. And Andrew said in a press conference already, he wins something in his second season, and now it's the semi-final of a cup. This is your chance to prove that you can win something in your second season. So the pressure's always going to be there. It's just about whether we've got enough to cope with it. But you do make a good point about it.
He still can win something, by the way. Even if you lose tomorrow, you still have the FA Cup. You still have Europa. I think is a bit more difficult. I'll be honest with you, and I'll say this as someone who probably last season we were like.
I remember like, you were trying to write off saying we're gonna deal with Atlanta and all these things, these teams, and then
listen. Even from a tactical perspective, it wasn't even me being like arrogant or anything. You know, like you've watched Serie A back in the day. Gasperini plays open, expansive football. It would have like worked in our hands, but for some reason he changed completely what he done that game. But I'll say with like the Europa League, I think it's a bit more difficult than people give like. And I actually learned this completely. I knew it a little bit, but I learned it completely last year. For certain clubs, playing like a Premier League team is like they're like, you know, cup final. It's like their thing where they're gonna show the whole world because they know the entirety of the Premier League is watching. Like, let's say you draw Lazio you know, or you draw Roma, or you draw Athletic Bilbao or something. They know in that game the whole Premier League is watching. Everyone's just don't ruin it again. No, you figured it out. Don't do it again. They know the whole world is watching, so they're gonna put in 110% on the football pitch to try beat you. Now with the FA Cup, it depends on the draw. As an example, Arsenal are already out. You know, City maybe could draw a Liverpool and then get knocked out. Maybe there's like not that many tough teams left. I think the semi-final draw did you dirty because it's the worst case scenario for you. Honestly, I think if you faced maybe Arsenal would have been better because it's a derby situation. So like it's like it has extra meaning to it, and it would have been easier for you than facing us. And if you face Newcastle, obviously it would have been easier than facing us. Maybe a Liverpool facing an Arsenal would have been like easier for you in terms of like one of the big ones getting knocked out type thing. But in this game,
we don't need that though, Hussam. I don't know if you know, like every round that we've come through since. Look, we played Coventry in that first round, and then every round since then we had Man City, then we went on to Manchester United, and now we're on to you. We're knocking out all the big boys, and that's why I'll go into this game with some confidence, because this season we've beaten big teams, we've gone to big games, and we've actually had good performances, barring probably the Arsenal fixtures, which I feel like probably there's too much emotional involved in those Arsenal fixtures where we just don't. I think some of our players just aren't ready for the performance. They aren't ready for everything that comes with a North London derby. I look at this game and I think it presents opportunity. It presents a chance for our manager to show that he wants to do something big with this team, and this team can do. And also a lot of these players that are here that are on the fringe, and they know the team's in 15th. Or are we 14th now? We're 14th now. We were 2 places up here from 16th. We've got an only chance of really salvaging our season through these cup competitions. So I feel like they're probably going to go into these games with a lot more energy, a lot more passion, knowing that they want to do something big here. So, look, when I look at this game, I think the way that we approach it is, and as you guys have highlighted already, I think if Andrew's smart, he's going to approach this game in the same way he approached that Brentford game. I'm looking to add experience to that backline. And one thing you did say, Tom, was obviously we got no Van de Ven, no Romero, but one thing no one could take away is Davies has actually been pretty good when he's played. Davies is the guy that we played when we had a clean sheet against Manchester City. You guys are laughing, but do you guys have a clean sheet at Etihad? No. Davies has played in consecutive seasons where we've played up
Etihad yet, mate.
When was the last time you got a clean sheet at the Etihad? Probably like
you're comparing this
God
version
knows how long. No, when we beat them, it wasn't when they were rubbish. They
were rubbish. They were rubbish when they lost Rodri.
The first loss. This is what people failed to get. City's first loss, like when they went on that form, was Tottenham. It was Tottenham 2-1 loss, and then 3 games later we beat them 4-0. We was the team that really showed people, yo, they ain't as good as they used to be. So when I look at this game, again, Davies has been faultless for a majority of his performances this season. I think with him playing next to Danso, and you guys said I really don't know. I don't know, God knows, like loads about Danso. I don't know loads about Danso, but from my research and reading scouting reports and from what people are telling me, he's very aggressive. He covers a lot of
the Don thing. Please don't do the Don thing, please. Don is the one.
I didn't say that.
He's done his scouting.
I never. Wait.
Don't start moving like Don and Ches.
I said I read scouting reports. I didn't watch why scout. Don, do you know what the funniest thing is though? I messaged Don the night that we was actually signed him, and he said, "I'm watching him. Don't worry, I'm gonna do some research." He done some research, and he come back to me, and he's giving me good feedback. I swear that he was going, bro, high aggressive defender. Like we know, like a lot of people probably won't go and say this, but let's have it right. There's not many good black defenders out there. Apart from Rudiger, yeah, black defenders tend to be bozos. I'm just I will go out there and say this. Bro, Konate's...
We don't have a single white defender, by the way. And we have the best
defense. Van Dijk, I'll give Van Dijk, but I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, bro.
Konate, Gomez.
To be P and P. I'm talking about, like, you look at the Mangalas, you look at Davinson Sanchez, these guys tend to be bozos. And that's not me making a resource. I'm just getting to the point that these guys tend to, when it comes to centre backs, they can't play ball with their feet. They don't use their head. The football IQ is just missing. And from what I've heard about him, very high, and plays in a high line, very aggressive, covers good spaces, but he does have that same Romero gene where he's going to step up out of position a lot of times. I think with him playing next to Davies, you've got someone who can talk to him, someone who can communicate, someone who's actually a leader. I think it's
That's
going to
what I was
help
gonna say,
position him on
Jords.
where he's going to go. Go on, Jay.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I know everyone will scoff at the name Ben Davies, and yes, it's not a red carpet glitter, you know what I'm saying, disco ball name, obviously. But if there's one thing no one can take away from him, is for the last 2 seasons, he hasn't given us a lower than a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. He's our most consistent performer in terms of putting in decent performances. So if I'm being honest, if there's anyone that I would trust at the back next to a new signing, it's Ben Davies. Now, am I sitting here saying Ben Davies is a Ledley King or a Sol Campbell? Absolutely not. And am I sitting here saying that
Sol Campbell,
Liverpool don't have enough quality in their forward line to exploit the fact that, yes, Ben Davies isn't that quick and they do have better attackers than we do defenders. But I'm just saying, you can't really scoff at the name Ben Davies. Do you know what I mean? You can't scoff at him because he's been good. He has been good. He has been good.
I can't scoff at the name. It's just that Tottenham fans can't scoff at the name because he's been your best player. I'm comparing him to who I've got.
No, don't get me wrong, yeah.
Ben Davies wouldn't even get into my second choice team.
I hear you, Tom. And me, I've been one player saying, I don't know how Ben Davies has been at my club for 10 years. I don't know. He's our longest serving player right now. But at the same time, we've got to recognize this rule. Davies has put in some class performances, and I think this game is one where he can take advantage of that and look to do that. Away from home, we need experience. I think he's going to be one of the players I'm going to lean on to try have a good one. But
Fonzie, I didn't say Liverpool don't have quality. I never said Liverpool don't have enough quality, brother. I said I'm not saying that they don't have enough quality to exploit us. I'm just saying I would trust Ben Davies going into a final or a semi-final.
Sam, let's just look at the dynamics that we're going to go into this game. Our right hand side is going to be Connor Bradley.
I think Jay got a pep talk from Jords pre the stream. I don't think Jay actually is confident. I think Jords is giving a pep talk pre-stream going.
You know what's funny? I don't do that.
I promise you, he said that to him. He's like, don't come into the stream saying we're gonna lose and shit. Believe. And Jay has to say that. Jay deep down knows that they're out. I could tell by the way that he's speaking, so not convinced of what he's saying.
I've just had to sit through 4 minutes of Ben Davies prop. Oh no, that's made me realise.
Come on, Jay, man.
I'm going to have Soberslai, Salah.
First time we worked with
Bradley,
each other. I've seen you
McAllister.
before. I've seen you before on other channels doing Ben Davies prop. Come on, man.
No, man. We real recognizes real. We have to sit just like when you guys have had, an Endo come in. People are trying to prop Endo coming in the midfield and doing a job, and Endo's shit. I'm gonna have it right. Endo is shit.
Man of the match in a cup final win.
And does that make him a good player?
Yeah.
No, this shameless. See, you know what, Tom? I said at the start of the stream that Tom wasn't shameless, but I was wrong. I saw True Blue Clay. He said, don't think that Tom isn't shameless. He's just as bad as Hussam. And look what he's doing. Look what he's doing.
Jords, what happens is when it's me, Hussam, talking Liverpool, you get me being the sensible one. But when it's me and Hussam going to away ground or away turf, it's a team up.
No, 100%. And that's what you guys are getting with me and Jay right now.
I'm back into the shamelessness. I'm sorry. I've just had to sit through 5 minutes of Ben Davies popping. What's made me realize I've got Soberslai and Salah and Bradley and McAllister and Diaz running at him. Like
but you done this last time, and again, the performance wasn't that great. Even the first game, let's have it right. The only reason you guys opened us up so much was because we had Archie Gray at the back. I don't think Archie Gray's positioning helped. That was one of his first games actually playing centre back. He's obviously learned since then, but I don't expect to see Archie Gray play at the back tomorrow. Let's talk about your team though and your players, because obviously you have
the Archie Gray conversation though. He's a good player. He ain't bad.
No, I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's just young, innit? And he's growing, and he's not a centre back.
Archie Gray was really good against Arsenal away from home, by the way.
The one I'm gutted just don't have is Dragusin. Dragison's a bloody bozo. I would have much rather played against Dragusin than Archie Gray centre back. Genuinely.
Oh yeah, 100%. Bro, I'm saying it's dragging us down. That's his name. Like he's so bad, and I don't wish injury on no one, but when I saw the injury and I heard he's out for the rest of the season, I didn't bat an eyelid. I was like, rah, cool.
Him and Timo Werner, like when him and Timo Werner were confirmed out, I did a little boogie, because I'm not gonna lie, I can't watch Dragusin at the back anymore. I can't. You're right, Jords. You're right.
I can't watch either of them at the back. But taking it on to Liverpool side of things and your team, you are missing a few players, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
We're missing Trent, and that's it.
Just Trent. Okay, that's fine. So when we look at, because I heard Hussam try to get on to as expressions called him earlier. I like the name Paris Pop Smoke. Yeah. Matisse, tell me more. I think that when I look at your fullbacks, they're there to get got at tomorrow. Are you not afraid of our wingers? Like let's just say we deploy a Matisse Tell on the left hand side, Kulusevski on the right hand side against a Robertson and a Connor Bradley, who defensively both quite a bit shaky. Are you not going to look at Tottenham, especially in the transition where we are going to get most of our freedom, to start taking advantage of? Are you not worried?
I'm not worried about the Bradley matchup. I've seen Connor Bradley deal with Mbappe this season. Now, Kulusevski on Robertson, yes, I've got a little bit of a problem there. It depends what Andy Robertson turns up. If I get the one that played against Bournemouth, we're fine. If I get the one that's played the majority of this season, could be a little bit dodgy. But I don't think, yes, you'll have a couple of opportunities in transition, but we're so much better in controlling possession that the opportunities for transition will be limited. And I think what you'll see in that game tomorrow is across the first 30 minutes, we just slowly start to step higher and higher, push you further and further back, box you further and further into your own half, cut out any lines of escape. Because if you're going to play like you did against Brentford, you were a lot more defensively solid against Brentford, but I felt you lost a bit of counter-attacking threat. If I would back Canate, Van Dijk and Gravenberch in 3v3s if it came down to it. That's not to say I don't rate some of your attackers, but we're talking about who has been the best DM in the Premier League this year and the best centre-back partnership in the Premier League this year at home against a team that's probably going to be desperate to hold on to a lead by the sounds of it. You're not going to try and play your style of football with the high line and the press and everything. You're going to try and hold on and protect your 1-0 lead and try and leave with a shithouse 0-0. If that's the case, we can afford. I'm not necessarily worried about the fullback on winger because I doubt that'll be a matchup that's faced very often. It'll more so be, can Canate go over and cover Tell if needs be? Can Van Dijk go over and cover Kulusevski? Can Gravenberch stop the ball getting into, I don't even know, you got a front with Richarlison? Ooh.
Yeah, Richarlison's going to be. I mean, you're trying to write up Richarlison like you don't love a goal against Liverpool. What are we doing here? Like, you guys are laughing, but I remember his Everton days. He had some joy, and I mean, wasn't it just? I don't know if it was last year or the season before when he scored those goals.
It was the 4-3. It was the 4-3.
Yeah. I remember it was embarrassing.
He scored, took his shirt off, celebrated and all that, and then 30 seconds.
And then Jota scored the winner anyway.
In the back
that was Spursy. That was very Spursy. That ending to that game. But Hussam, what about you then? What, are you in agreement? You're not afraid of our wingers, or you think that Connor Bradley's going to deal with Tell potentially on the left-hand side?
There's a couple of Newcastle fans in the chat. I just want to tell them, see you at Wembley. I'm not worried at all. All this worried hype, bro. I'm not worried about anyone. We do have one bozo in the team, Robertson. I agree with Tom. That's the only one I'm worried about, I'll be honest with you. It's just because he can just be an absolute idiot. And he can be really good. So I don't know which one it's going to be, you know? That's why I would rather Tsimikas play this game specifically, because I already know Tsimikas is like, okay, I know he's above average. He's good.
I'd rather take the gamble on getting a good Robertson game like Bournemouth than what I know a baseline Tsimikas performance is. I'd bring Tsimikas on with 20 minutes to go, 30 minutes to go for his crossing. I'd agree on that front, but I'm not starting him for this game.
That's actually the reason why I'm starting him, because of his crossing. Because I know we're gonna get a lot of crosses into the box if we start Jota. Yeah, and corners. You get me? If you go watch my goal celebration on the Forest watch along, I'm like, watch Tsimikas get an assist here, and he gets a fucking assist with his first cross. You know, we don't want every corner hitting first man. So it would be really good if Tsimikas starts. But that's the one thing I am worried about. It's the right hand side. Kulusevski is like probably your best player, to be honest with you. Like, he's just been incredible.
One of the best players in the league.
Yeah, I take him at Liverpool to play in the 10. I think he would do really well for us. But listen, when you ask worried about Spurs, it's like you're bringing me a sword and a shield, and I have like 10 people with crossbows, with arrows, with machine guns, and I'm like, hey, are you worried about the sword and the shield? I'm like, okay, I'm worried a little bit, but like, like I've got all these people behind me. I've got a machine gun in my hand. I doubt that shield is gonna survive that long against all that. So, like from our perspective, it's gonna be the midfield, pace and power with Soboslai, with Gravenberg. Controlling, dictating tempo, just the passing, the final third passing with McAllister. You're gonna have Salah on the right hand side. I don't know if Jota will start. I have no idea. He possibly could. And obviously whichever left winger. I mean, they've both been very similar in their performances this season. But I think the start of the game is going to be key. I think we're going to start off from the beginning flying because we are 1-0 down. And if you can concede a goal within the first 10 minutes, like I predict, just wrap it up. Just give it up. Just let it go. Stop dreaming because it's over that very exact second. I know Spurs are capable of scoring a goal, but you can't stop us from scoring a goal. And that's the thing. You're literally just 1-0 up against us. Had you beaten us 2-0, I'd understand why Spurs fans could be a bit more confident because we'd have to score 3. But just beating Spurs by a 2-goal margin, like with all due respect, we beat you by 6 goals and your own backyard. So yeah, I'm not really worried at all, other than Kulusevski and Robertson. That's it.
All right. I mean, you should be. You definitely should be, because the way that I look at it is Spurs are a team that not many stop us from scoring. Not many teams do get to keep clean sheets against us. And I'm looking at this game, and just like you said, you guys, can we stop you from scoring? Probably not. But can you stop us from scoring? I don't think so. Your defense is really good, but Spurs have shown that they break teams down. I'm just looking at I know our attack is still going to be not as strong as it's needed, but let me come to you, Jay, on this. What do you think Spurs need to do, and how do you think that we need to set up the attack to make sure that we can, get through this time? What do you think we need? Who should start?
I think there's been a lot of talk about how we should set up our front three. Some people think we should start Richarlison, Son off the left, Tel on the right. I'm personally thinking start Sonny down the middle, Tel on the left, and Kulu on the right, and have them interchanging. Have them. We've seen them do it before, where sometimes a striker might end up drifting out wide. You know what I'm saying? It creates a lot of space, and also it kind of ruffles up that back line. I know Liverpool have quite an experienced back line. It's not like they've got any youngsters in there that need coaching or anything. But I feel like that's how we're gonna have to get at them. And if we can score a goal and get to half time at 1-0, then I would be confident. Then I will start to feel a little bit more confident. The only thing for me is that I just feel like they might outscore us. That's my only worry, because we create chances, but we're not very good at putting them away. That's my big thing. Even though we scored a lot of goals this season, if we had put away at least 10% more of the chances that we scored, we'd be clear as the top goal scorers in the league. We'd be well clear, because we create 15, 20 chances a game. Not clear-cut chances, but chances. So for me, I want to see that front three because it's dynamic. Son's obviously not as quick, but it's a bit more pacey. And then I'd bring Richarlison on late in the game, man. Late in the game, he loves a goal against Liverpool. Let's not forget. This is a derby game for him. I'd bring him on late, man. Bring Mikey more on. Maybe if we're in a comfortable position, bring some energy on to stretch the game a little bit, man.
I'm hearing way too much Richarlison, bro.
No. I think, look, like you guys do, yeah. And I before I even go into that, people, we're on 49 likes and there's like 220 people in the building. For one, big up to Husam for the raid. We got everyone's channels in the name of the video, so you can't miss it. I fixed it so you can click on it and get all the links. Hotspur Cave on the road to 500 subs. Make sure you're heading over to my guy's channel, Husam. Most of you guys know him, but he's on the road to 45k, halfway there. So make sure you go over there. And Tom Little, sometimes he makes content, sometimes he don't. But head over to the channel, tap the post notification bell for when he does. It all helps. Let's get this to 100 likes though. But what I was gonna say on the Richarlison thing, because a lot of people.
By the way, sorry, just to interrupt you, Jords. What Jay said about Tel left wing is actually quite accurate. I'll be honest with you. If you go Tel left wing against Bradley is very good, but he can be hit and miss sometimes. like with Hudson-Odoi and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So if someone dribbles past him, you can like get him in trouble if you would like. Which is why when Jay was saying about Tell left wing, I actually think if you do want to target Liverpool on the counter, that's smarter than playing Tell on the right. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah,
Is it
I
though?
hear it. For me, I look at it and say Sonny's probably gonna be on the left. I think Tell, as much as I'd want him starting left, I don't think he displaces Sonny's position on that left hand side. And I know Sonny isn't the same touchline winger as he was before. He's not going to be able to run at Bradley and cause problems that way. But I think Sonny's IQ and the positioning and those passes he makes, we even see just the way for the goal that he set up against Brentford. It's those key passes in the moments, the weight of the ball. He has that experience to do those things. And that's why I think you're probably going to see him on the left. I won't mind seeing Tell on the right-hand side because Tell, that's your weaker side. If Robertson starts there, Robertson's been getting chefed up all year by literally every winger that comes at a cost. So I think that if you get Tell against Robertson, that's a beating. That's not even a question. The only thing it does do is it limits Tell because he's not going to be able to cut in on his left-hand side. I don't think he's as comfortable doing that. So he's probably going to have to work to the byline and then work the ball back across. But back to Richarlison, I think the one thing that Richarlison will have fun in this game is being chaos. We need someone who's not as structured in at the top because Van Dijk is going to be able to. Van Dijk and Konate are the best centre-back partnership in the league right now. So he's going to be, if you've got a striker that makes movements that you can track and you're going to know what they do, like a Solanke, he deals with it because he's just going to be dropping in deep to pick up the ball or doing a drop-in shift and then turning and running to try running behind. Richarlison, you can't predict, like Nunes, Captain Chaos, you can't predict what they're going to do. You don't know where they're going to go. You don't know what run they're going to do. And when they get on the ball, are they going to shoot? Are they going to... You don't know because I don't think he knows himself. So I feel like we need someone like that in that front line to just create that little bit of chaos. Plus, aerially, I expect this game to be a very stop-start game. We're going to try to cause a lot of fouls early up the pitch, try to stop Liverpool from building up the momentum. So we need someone that we can take advantage from on dead balls. And I mean, Richarlison's there's not many strikers better aerially than him. But Tom, what was you going to say? Sorry.
I mean, if Richarlison's biggest strength is aerially, and we're putting up against Virgil van Dijk and Ibu Konate, who are the two centre-backs in the Premier League with the best aerial success rate by a country mile, I feel like any sort of cross is going to be dealt with anyway. If you're going to do Matthias Tell I'd rather do Matthias Tell on the left, to be honest, because if he gets past Bradley, I know Konate will cover, as he has done for the past 2 years, to an exceptionally high level against wingers better than Matthias Tell. Or with all respect, you know, and I know Tottenham, if they get it right, can hurt us, but I'm just looking at, like I said earlier, I think every part of the pitch we're stronger, and I think even the midfield. I went back to look at the lineups, and the big difference for us is we didn't have Szoboszlai last time, and since he's come back in, anyone who's watched our games can see that we're just so much better with him in there because he sets the tempo for everything off the ball. And he's a physical presence, and he can drive with the ball, and he gives you an engine in midfield. And if you have him, McAllister, and Gravenberch as a midfield three together, I think that is the best midfield that there is, and I think it dominates every other midfield going, and it covers every aspect that we need, and it'll allow us to put more.
Yeah, because Szoboszlai has the work rate as well. Like that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has a different element. Thing is with the first game as well, because we started Endo and stuff, because we had important fixtures coming up. I'm not using it as an excuse, but the reality is it did allow Spurs to build up a bit of momentum and belief and stuff like this. Now it's a completely different game. I mean, you know, if you have Van Dijk and Konate starting, which I do expect them to start, then I think it's just going to be a completely different game, to be honest with you. Like, this game is not going to be like the 1-0 game because we're just going to go with all our starters. And what Tom said is true. We keep talking about, you know, Spurs hurting us on the counter-attack, but we can hurt Spurs in every single way, like shape or form. And I know Jords, you know, shamelessly 3 years ago, but that debate is dead. He used to claim that Son is better than Salah. Now that's over completely. That
like 5 years, maybe 4 years ago. 2021.
Yeah, no, because I didn't even know you 5 years ago. Don't overdo it.
2021, 4 years. We're 2025 now.
Yeah, I went in 2025, and I met you in 2022. So that's 3 years.
It was definitely 2021. Definitely 2021.
No, I know it was getting done in 2023.
2022, 2023.
By who?
Yep.
Not me. Not 2023. There's no way.
Jords, stop it.
I-
Stop
I
it.
know it was
You
after
Only
are
had that
Shame
season in
birthday.
2023 when he was finished. When everyone thought he was done, he needed surgery. In
Anyway,
2020,
regardless, Salah is an
2021.
all-time great now. It's not a conversation. Best player in the world. You
Hear
get me?
you.
So, yeah, I expect him to turn up because when we played you the first time, he had like this run of bad form. He had like 3-4 bad games, but he woke up last 2-3 games and he's been playing really well. So it's regular settings. Look at that. Look at this fraud in the chat. North London Derby final. So you think Arsenal are gonna go score 3 goals away at Newcastle, and you think Spurs are gonna hang on to a 1-0 lead at Anfield? So you're expecting like 2 miracles to have that final. Like, please.
Why is it that Spurs need a miracle to get through this game? We only need a draw. That's
Is
one
it
thing.
1-0?
And one thing I do think, look, even if, like I say, you get that early goal, it just sets the game back to 0-0. Basically, that's that's the mentality that Spurs are going to go into it.
But
with.
it doesn't though. It doesn't set the game back. To 0-0.
Momentum, all that. Come on.
No, I hear you, but I mean, like, come on, you
scored a
guys have
goal,
played
put
sports
up in
before.
the game. The crowd's behind it, and the top.
Jay is starting to believe us, mate. He don't believe you no more.
No, but
Jay
it does,
don't
it
believe you
sets
anymore.
it back to 0-0.
Jay's on our side now. Even he
It
don't
back
believe
to
it.
0-0 in the sense that we're still even. There's still a game for us to go and get. Tottenham, even if, let's just say, even if there's no away goals rules now, so even if it is 2-1, we go into extra time and then we have that battle into extra time to see how the game's going to play out from there. But
there is no extra time.
I thought
Penalty.
I'm pretty sure semi-finals there's extra time. There's no
Penalty.
even better. Even better then. So that just means that you need to beat us by a 2-goal margin. That's my point.
Do you think I'm scared of Tottenham on penalties?
No, but
the most high pressure situation any football team could have is a penalty shootout.
What makes you think that why should I be scared of you guys? What are you trying to say? Tottenham,
because we have Salah who takes penalties.
All
we
right.
got McAllister who takes penalties for Brighton.
Has Salah not missed penalties?
Szoboszlai takes penalties for Hungary. He's literally their captain. Virgil van Dijk looked at Kepa in the face, shot it right at him, and scored the penalty. Can we stop this? Can we actually stop this?
I mean, I don't even need to go there. All I'll say is that Liverpool Football Club have not lost a penalty shootout since 2016.
Okay, that's not that long. That's 9 years. Cool. Like, we don't get it. There's not. You're acting like you guys have had 20 penalty shootouts. You probably have 5.
I can tell you how many.
We've beaten Chelsea on penalties 3 times. We've beaten
Chelsea. Don't even count. Chelsea don't even count.
We've beaten Arsenal on penalties twice.
Bro, the Chelsea games, for one, Chelsea are allergic to doing anything at Wembley in like the past 10 years because they've lost like.
Oh, sorry, we lost one.
Six out of 8 finals or something like that.
We lost one in 20. We lost one in 2021 to Arsenal.
Community Shield doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm not counting Community Shield. So we've beaten Chelsea twice since 2016. We have had
3 times UEFA Super Cup.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 penalty shootouts and won 8 of them.
That's fine. I think that's fine. You guys can have a great record going into a penalty shootout, but as we know, penalties can go either way. It just depends on that moment. If your players are going to score them against my goalkeeper, because man like Kinky, I know that he's been doing his thing. Maybe Vicario might return. Maybe it's a late fitness test. Who knows? We might have our real shot stopper back. But penalties will go either way. I will fancy my team in penalties. You're going to fancy your team. That's just natural. That's natural. But I don't even think that it's going to get there. I think that Spurs are going to end the game with a draw. Like, there's a few people that I put in here. 2-2 Spurs, Liverpool 2-2 Spurs. Let us know your score predictions in the chat. Let us know what you guys think. And look, mention Chelsea and the guys shall appear. Man like Don. George, you're allergic to anything your whole life. Chill, mate. Guys, we're still on 70 likes. Let's get this up to 100 before we end the stream because we're just going to get predictions. And then look, we know Arsenal Newcastle are going to be starting within real soon. And we all want to go watch that game because we want to know who we are going to face. Plus, we're all there for an Arsenal. We're all there for an Arsenal crash out after the game. Oh, we're not winning anything.
Sorry. Who we are going to face?
You
ain't getting to Wembley. You ain't getting to Wembley.
This team right there. Yeah,
no
the squads.
Absolutely no chance.
But look, the Liverpool fans are clearly very, very confident about this one. I mean, let's go scorelines, innit? Let's get scoreline predictions from you guys. We're getting them rated it up in the chat right now. What are you saying, Tom? What's the scoreline going to be? I'm guessing it's going to be an absolute thumping Friday, by the way you're talking.
Do I go for it?
He stuttered. He stuttered. All right,
No. I'm just thinking, are we going to score 5 or 6? I'll go 5-1.
Okay, Liverpool fans out. They're all going pretty big. They're all going pretty big here. Sam, what are you saying?
5-1 Liverpool.
Okay. Jay, what do you think the score going to be? In fact, Jay, before you even give me your score, just very briefly.
No, don't pressure him. Let him say it.
He could, I don't mind if he's not just tell them why it's not gonna be 5-1, but go on, give me your score prediction.
Oh, do you think he's gonna be 6?
Be honest, Jay. Forget what he told you pre-stream. Be honest, you're an honest man.
Why do you think that I would tell JP pre-stream?
Because 100% you spoke to him pre-stream and you're like, don't come to the stream and tell them.
No. I think look, because people see guys be negative about your team in a bad moment, they think you're a negative fan. Jay's not always negative about Spurs.
I don't think Jay's negative. I think Jay's very realistic.
Oh, yeah, because you see him be negative.
Yeah, you're delusional. He's not negative. You're just delusional. That's the difference.
Oh, man. No, but listen, yeah. I don't think we'll go out there and get wellied 5 or 6. If we do lose, it's not going to be an absolute hammering. I think Liverpool will just have too much quality for us to overcome. But I'm trying to be positive because I don't want to go into a semi-final feeling negative. Like I feel like that's wrong. I feel like we're here now, so it's just like back the team in it. We're here. So for this 90 minutes of football, I'm gonna be confident. I'm gonna be positive because I want to see my team lift this cup. So for me, if I'm gonna give you my score prediction, honestly, I'm gonna go for a 2-2. I think Liverpool are gonna score first, but like Jords said, man, we can score goals. Scoring goals has never been a problem for us, home or away. So we can score goals. It's just about whether we can do enough to kind of keep them at an arm's length. Like, just keep that advantage. If we can keep that advantage, happy days, man. Happy days. But I want to try and be positive. Man. Because I don't want to be negative about this one. I don't want to be negative.
No, that's the way we got to be. I think that's what most Spurs fans will be going into this one, just thinking that we can get something from it because it's a semi-final. I think that form goes out the window in a semi-final. So when people keep referring to, oh, how bad Spurs have been, how good Liverpool have been, Tom was trying to gas up the fact that he beat Bournemouth. Yeah, Bournemouth have been good this season, but like, you're top of the league, top of the Champions League. Beating Bournemouth should be normal. It should be normal for you,
Put some respect on it. It's in a European spot. You're 14th.
That's fine. That's fine.
You wish you were in Bournemouth's position this season, Jesus.
Maybe this season, but Bournemouth have been rubbish for however many years. Spurs are just in a bad run. Like, I think people fail to just acknowledge, and I hate when people go like, "You're 14th, you're 14th." All right, most teams would be 14 if they're missing 10 first team players. If you guys had 10 first team, when you guys did have all these first team players out, you guys was washed. You had 3 just a couple years ago when you missed Van Dijk and you missed a couple of these centre backs. You were finished. You were washed for a couple months. You're getting slapped by everyone at home. Burnley fucking beat you at home, and they were in the relegation fight. Like, let's not act like this doesn't happen to teams.
And we still finished above you that season in 3rd and beat you at home and away.
That was a Tottenham team who had 3 managers that year. Come on, like, there's gonna be context as to why we are bad.
When we beat you the first time, this was Jose top of the league Tottenham. This was Sonny and
Come
Kane.
on, let's stop that.
Was the version we beat.
Do you know why, Tom? Because we used to do streams all the time. You never ever once heard me say Tottenham are going to win the league or anything stupid like that.
I'm not saying you.
No, but you're saying Tottenham top of the league stuff was just, it was in the moment. It felt nice for the moment, As people say, leopard in the tree. Like, that was a leopard in the tree type of thing, bro. They weren't comfy. Up there. But back to the prediction. I agree with Jay. I don't think Tottenham are going to win. I don't think we're going to get the win at Anfield. I think I was in doing a stream the other day and someone told me we got like 4 wins in like 81 attempts or some shit like that. I don't know. Something crazy across like the last
5 wins in 108 years.
That's it. 5 wins in 108 years at Anfield. So I'm not going to go out there and say we're going to get the job done because the last time we beat you was when you had Roy Hodgson like 14 years ago. I don't think we're going to beat you guys at Anfield. Literally, it was Tom. I think there was Suarez. It was like Suarez.
Jamie Carragher was at centre back the last time we won.
Carragher was playing.
It wasn't Suarez. It wasn't. That was pre-Suarez. That was Paul Konchesky, Sotirios Kyriakos.
Someone sent the lineup.
I've got the lineup here. our lineup that day, it was Kenny Dalglish's manager.
That's
it was the year that we'd
Dalglish.
had Roy Hodgson. It was Pepe Reina, Glenn Johnson at right back, Skirtle and Carragher at centre back, Flanagan at left back, Lucas Leiva, Jay Spearing as a midfield 2, Maxi Rodriguez on the left, Dirk out on the right, Luis Suarez and Andy Carroll up front.
Yeah, it was
and our substitutes to change the game when we were 2-0 down. John Joe Shelby, David Ngog, and Joe Cole.
Yeah, I mean that Joe Cole. Come on, man, big player.
No,
but to be fair, no. But that's why I made the point. That's why I made the point that the last time we did beat you, the team was absolute dross, and that was probably a very good Tottenham team at the time.
The last time you beat us, Luka Modric and Van der Vaart scored.
Yeah, that was a very good Tottenham team at that time in Anfield. So look, I think
the last time Tottenham beat Liverpool at Anfield, Ledley King was starting for you.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a very long time.
Carlo Cudicini was in goal.
But to be fair, I'm pretty sure that year you guys still won the. Did you win the Carabao Cup that year?
You won the Carabao Cup, yeah.
You won the Carabao Cup that season. So yeah, man, it weren't that bad of a team. But
it was that bad of a team. It was that bad of a team.
I remember watching you, man, just laughing constantly. That team.
I don't even think this. No, I think it was the year after we won the league. That year, the
League Cup was 2011. I'm pretty sure 11.
No, we won it in 2012.
11 to 12 though, innit?
Yeah. In May 2011, so that was 10-11. The year that this happened, we got knocked out in the third round by Northampton Town at Anfield on penalties in what is probably still the biggest upset in Carabao Cup history.
That's crazy. I can't even lie. Northampton at Anfield's mad. Yeah, look, I don't think we're going to win at Anfield. I would say that. I don't think we're going to win. But like we have already highlighted, Spurs don't need a win. I'm with Jay and saying that I think it's going to be 2-2. I think the game's going to be back and forth. And I think Liverpool will probably lead for quite a bit of the game. But I just think if Spurs get that last score, the 2-2, then it makes us go through. Even at 2-1, I'm a bit comfortable knowing that we can go to penalties. So with it being in your hands that you need to beat us by 2 goals to go through comfortably, I'm just looking at this game and I'm going, Spurs are probably going to have a lot of belief going into those 90 minutes and just knowing that they need to score that goal. We can just stay on you guys. Look for that transitional goal. Try to take our time, bide our time. Similar to what we done with Brentford. They were all over us, peppered us for literally the second half. We didn't get out of our half until we got that goal. We just got to be patient, bide our time, and hopefully build up a chance like that. And look, I'm going to be leaning on our new signings because I think Ange does have a good track record. I think you said it earlier. Jay, he has a good track record of starting new signings pretty quickly. He'll throw them straight into the fold, and he don't have a problem actually using them and making them play 90 minutes. So I expect Tel and Danso to be 2 players that we lean on and have good performances in this one. But yeah, man, look, guys, it's going to be a good game regardless. I think these games, Tottenham and Liverpool, if you look at the scorelines, there's always a lot of goals in it. It's very rare that it's going to be... That 1-0 was one of very many. Usually it's like a 4-3, 3-2, 3-1. Like there's a lot of goals in the game. So I expect it to be...
Or a 2-1 when you pay the refs to cheat for you.
Yeah. Paid the refs, Tottenham, Tottenham.
When you want to keep the score down, just slide the ref a cheeky little bit of cash and go, say it's offside.
And do you know one thing before I do say? Your manager wants us to win. That's what I will say. Your manager come out in the first press conference prior to the game. He's like,
mind games.
No, Jay, trust me. When you don't want to hear that from your team, I want to see this team win something. I like Tottenham. My manager, your manager's gonna do us a favor. He knows that my manager needs something. He's gonna do us a favor. He done something last time. Yeah, as you said, throwed on an injured player, knowing that he was gonna get ragdolled. This time he's gonna make a bad decision too. What
you know what it is, Jords? Don't ever listen to what rival clubs say about you, because they want the worst for you. So when my manager is sitting there going, I hope Ange keeps his job, he hopes Ange keeps his job because it's an easy 6 points every year. He ain't worried about Ange.
We got 3. What are we doing here? We slapped what? We already beat you this season. We're not gonna do that one. We beat you this season. Come on, we're not 3 points.
You get 3 points on the cup now.
No, but we beat you. The point is, you're gonna like you always beat us. Last year we beat you too. So
when you had to pay the referee to say a completely legitimate goal was offside.
All right, but the year before that, I'm pretty sure we got a point at Anfield the year before. The point is, you don't smack us up.
The year before that was the Diogo.
It was the 2-2. No, all right, no, but there was. All right, it might have been the bro. There's been so many games that's
was
in my
the
head. But I
season
know that we
before that we drew 1-1 at Anfield.
there was a
Yeah,
1-1 in it. I was thinking 2-2. It was 1-1.
When you played Conte Terrible and got a 1-1 draw, yeah.
I look, it happens. It happens. Terrible sometimes. I don't think there's a
And
Ended your title.
that year ended a run of
as well.
8 of 9 straight wins for Liverpool against Tottenham.
Hey, listen, hoodoos get broken. Hoodoos get broken. We've seen it. It's not uncommon for a
Tottenham
hoodoo to
don't
get
break
broken.
hoodoos.
Records
Look
are
at Bournemouth,
made
though.
to be
Last
broken.
season, they beat Man United for the first time at Old Trafford ever. So you know what I'm saying? So hoodoos do get broken. I just say overconfidence.
Yeah, club
Big up
will
from
come back
Brooklyn,
and
man.
break hoodoos. Club
Big
breaks
up, bro.
hoodoos, but not Tottenham. Tottenham Hotspur have had this hoodoo around their neck since 2008, and I've had ample opportunities to break this hoodoo, and I've never broke it. At the end of the day, I understand why you man don't like us. Your club's biggest ever nice, and we packed you.
Oh, what you want to talk about? You
stole it
you talking about
You stole
referee
it from
decisions,
us.
and you want to talk about? We're not gonna go there. We can speak for-
Yeah, we're not gonna go there.
Sissoko shouldn't have been
We're gonna
catching the ball. Sissoko shouldn't have been playing catch ball inside the first minute. You might have got to 5.
I don't even want to entertain the conversation. It's a tough one. It hurts, and he's trying to go straight for the heart on this one. Trust me. I got a lot to say on that, but we're gonna leave it there because obviously Arsenal start in 15 minutes. I'm sure some of the boys want to grab food, grab a drink before the game gets started. But again, guys, I must reiterate. Everyone's channels is in the name of the video. Can you please go over to their channel, show some support? As I said, Hotspur Caveman, real close to 500 subs. Make sure you go over there, sub up to the boy. Don Husam, real close to 45k. Big moves. Yeah, man, make sure you sub over to him. And then Tom Little, as we said, Tom Little, he might post a video every now and then, but tap the post notification bell for whenever he does. And yeah, we got 9 likes away from 100. So look, before you guys leave the stream, just tap the like button on your way out. Big up to the panel. Hopefully Spurs can get a win. And we do be leaving it calling Anfield. You know what I mean? Anfield, as Husam will say. But yeah, man, big up to the guys that have been checked in. Big up for joining. And yeah, man, we're out.